Hi, I'm Jason D. Gray and I'm a Gallup Strengths coach working for a company called Useful. If you saw my previous episode, this is part 2 and we're looking at the Gallup CliftonStrengths 34 report. This is a report you get if you paid $50 now, maybe $70 previously to unlock the full results of the Strengths Finder, or now they call the CliftonStrengths test. So what I want to talk to you about now is the part of this report which represents what effectively was the Strengths Insight Guide report previously. And that report was available if you just paid for your top 5 signature themes. So a lot of people will have taken that test as a result of buying the book Strengths Finder or Strengths Finder 2, which was a worldwide bestseller and is still selling. If you take that test, you end up with a report called your Theme Insight Guide. If I open up this report, which I printed double-sided, you can see the first page I've got here is saying, how can I unleash my potential? My strongest Clifton strengths. Now these are strengths 1 to 10, but you can see 1 to 5 down in bold. There's some instructions there, so this is really to help people self-coach. But the interesting bit comes over the page. So this is my number 1 theme of talent, which is Maximizer. You can see the color there is yellow because it's in the influencing Clifton Strengths domain. We've got the theme name, and then we've got some other things which are quite useful here. How you can thrive, why your Maximizer is unique, and then down the bottom, why you succeed using Maximizer. So let me explain a bit about what's going on this page. This section here, this is actually customized to you. So in the Strengths Insight Guide, Gallup produced a series of paragraphs of text that correspond with some of the choices you made in the Clifton Strengths or Strengths Finder test. So the intensity of the answers you gave around that theme of talent actually directed the text that appeared in the report, which I think is really cool. So what you had was a tailored report. Now, is this any different? No, this is exactly the same in the sense that it's tailored to you, but as I found out last night on a Gallup webinar, these paragraphs of text have actually been updated. So if I went back to my Strengths Insight Guide from when I took the test from Strengths Finder 2, and then I look at this which is generated from the All 34 view, I'd actually find this text was slightly different. Great place to start, and the way I love using this is I get people to go through and actually take a highlighter and highlight the sections, the words, the paragraphs, the sentences that really, or phrases that really stand out to them. It's a great way to check in and say, is this me? And is it me all the time? We call that claiming it. So the next thing I want to draw your attention to is this bit down here. Why you succeed using Maximizer. So this isn't talking about everyone, because your number 1 will be different from mine. But what it's saying is this is why using your number 1 theme of talent makes you successful in what you do, how it contributes to your success. If I turn the page over, there is actually a second page of information that relates to this. And this is really interesting. So the first thing we've got here is take action to maximize your potential. What that is telling you is a list of things, action steps you could take to develop your strength further, which is absolutely worth doing, especially for the ones that are in the top 10 and the top 5. The return on investment you'll get from putting time in to develop those further will be massive. What's really interesting is the next part. If you can see here, watch out for blind spots. Now this is brilliant. So in the past and on the training, as coaches, we're told about vulnerabilities. We're told about things that people may be unaware of. So for example, you may be doing something that is a problem for other people and you may not be aware of it yourself. And I was coaching somebody today and saying, from a learning point of view, it's almost like that's unconscious incompetence. We're not aware of maybe a bad effect that using our talent in a certain way is having on people. So when I talk about vulnerabilities, maybe for people with responsibility who find it very easy and almost instinctively reach forward to pick up a task, that needs to be done to take ownership of it and then struggle to let go of it. The vulnerability is actually that you may overcommit because you find it so hard not to take hold of something that people say needs to be done. So the watching out for blind spots section is brilliant. It's really, really good. And the whole point about the blind spot is you can't see it yourself. So just having that text there to get you to think, oh, is that me? If it was me, who could I ask? Who do I trust? Who actually would be able to tell me whether they see that happening in my life? Okay? So that's looking at the top 5. Now there's more information about the others, but that's part 2. So we'll see what happens in part 3. Bye.